What is going on? Happy flippin' Friday. What's up, ferret? What it do, bro? How are you, brother? What's going on, man? Oh, man. Sorry, I know the start screen was up there for just a second. Dude, I had the worst flippin' calf cramp whenever I woke up this morning. My calf is totally jacked. Planning on looking at the mod view. Oh, word, dude. Nice. There you go. Yeah. Oh my god, dude. I hadn't had that happen in forever. I was screaming, dude. I thought my leg was just gonna like pop off. My wife like ran into the bedroom and was like grabbed my leg and started massaging my leg. And then she started laughing at me because of what I was, like, the things I was saying. I was being a big baby, I know I was, but dude, it hurts so bad. I haven't had one happen in a long time, dude, like years and years. But I woke up and I stretched, and dude, it was like, boom! And my calf just went nuts, dog. Oh yeah, it used to happen to me sometimes too, yeah. It used to happen to my dad a lot. My dad had a career where he had to walk miles a day, like 15 miles a day for most of his career. And even though he drank tons of water, ate like lots of bananas and stuff like that to try and keep his body ready for that kind of thing, dude, it would happen to him all the time still. And man, he would just, not even at night, it would happen a lot to him at night too, but he'd just be sitting around in the evenings, dude, and you just see him clench up, and you knew what was going on, dude. You look at his legs, and one of his calves would just be like totally constricted, man. It was wild. But I hadn't had it happen in a long time, man. Long time. And I was screaming bloody murder. I was being a huge baby this morning. I wasn't awake enough for it, dude. I woke up, I started stretching, and it was like immediate. And I was like, no. The wife had to come save me, man. She had to come save me. Mithril, what's up, dude? What's going on, brother? Oh my god. Happy Friday. We ready for another one, baby? We ready for another one? God, I'm so glad my hair is finally long enough to put it in a ponytail. A pony boy tail? I think that's what I'm going to have to call it. A pony boy tail. Right? Yeah. Probably so. Yeah. It's definitely all bruised up now. It was a really brutal one, dude. A lot of times, like this morning, I was like, okay, it'll pass. And it just kept getting worse and worse. And I was like, I was like, no, stop! I was like, I couldn't help it, dude. I just started screaming. I probably woke up the kids. They were like, oh, somebody's murdering our dad. Yeah, it feels bruised, It's just the cramp was just so intense. It's just so intense, dude. It's wild. So we'll do the news. Sorry, trying to fix something. We'll do the news. Yeah, you gotta get real in there real deep. What? He said, stick some frozen peas on it. Give peace a chance, dude. There you go. I like that, dude. Pretty nice. Good one, Mithril. Yeah, so we'll do some news as we do. Oh wait, what? What's up, dude? Today is apparently World Dracula Day. What? Oh, that's cool. Nice, Timwin. Thanks, dude. Oh, sick, man. Well, appropriate. We're playing V Rising, right? Yo, nice, man. Sick. Thanks, Timwin. Dope, dude. Right on. That's great. Nice. Yeah. I might not play quite as long today as we did yesterday. I had so much time off here recently that I want to get some really nice long streams in. Obviously, the anniversary, we went really long, and yesterday was a nice long stream. But I've got some. I wasn't able to get content done on the anniversary 2 days ago. I wasn't able to get content done last night either because after the stream, it was I needed to clean the apartment, man. So I spent last night cleaning and everything, and today I need to take some time to get caught up on content, plus do today's content from the VOD. So I probably won't go quite as long today. We'll still go. It'll still be a nice stream. I'm not leaving early or anything, but I'll probably only go until about 14 or 1500, and I'm gonna have to call it. That way I can get content done. But it'll still be a nice day. I just won't be able to go like super hard. Yeah. That's the play though, man. That's the play. Yo, that's some cool news, man. Thanks, Timlin. Here's the dealio. We'll go ahead and hop into it, man. We're listening to Loop Hero. Loop Hero this morning. Very cool game, and an amazing soundtrack, indie dev and everything. Highly recommend. Go check it out. All right, I'm gonna kill the music. That way we can get into this news. Let's get into the news, baby. Oh man, yeah, we already looked at that yesterday. Yeah. Let's go ahead and start this off. Let's just take a look on Steam real quick though, and see what Golem's looking like. I always put an E instead of a U. I don't know why. Oh my god, dude.
Questions. 3 ways to silence them.
The 34% positive of 100 user reviews now. You know? Good stuff, bro. Good stuff. Oh, dude, I remember Cade, but I don't remember what happened. But yeah, we saw that he's back, right? That's the video we watched yesterday while you weren't. Or we saw it during the PlayStation Showcase, right? And then we saw that we rewatched the video yesterday, Ferret. So I know he's back, right? That's a big deal for like all the hunters, right? If I'm correct there, I think it's a big deal for all the hunters, really. Yeah. So I'm aware. I don't remember what happened story wise. Yeah. I knew there was going to be a big hype thing for people. I don't necessarily remember what happened to him in the story, and we won't spoil that for people necessarily. But yeah. That was one of those things I meant to talk to you about yesterday, and I just kept getting lost and stuff. Yo, Mithril. Hey, yo, here's what's funny. Okay, so let me point something out here. Another perfect example of a game that is just terrible, right? And I had a comment, dude. I have a video. Yeah, Hunter. Yeah, thanks, dude. Yeah. I have a video up where we talk about in one of our previous news segments. About the whole using the internet and patching as a crutch instead of a nice, like a good utility and a tool. And probably in that video I spoke a bit too much about the developers, but honestly, I mean, it's the developers that are touching the game, not the publishers and stuff like that, right? But I had somebody comment who apparently is a developer, and they brought up a good point where, I mean, it was appropriate that the title just says devs needed to quit using it as a crutch, you know, basically. And it brought up a good point that, you know, devs / publishers, you know, because it's a 2-part thing most of the time. Sometimes you get games that are published and developed by the same company, but other times you'll get games that are developed and published by separate companies, right? And there can be, you know, issues on both sides of the field there, right? That can lead to these. And again, like we talk about quite often in this channel, us being outside of the project and outside of the internal process, we don't necessarily know what exactly results in these kinds of terrible games, right? But I mean, it's pretty easy to say that it would be easy to narrow it down, yeah, to bad development developers being pushed to get things out too fast by publishers and the marketing side and management, stuff like that. Who knows, right? It could be a number of things. Okay, yeah, I'll look at it, Farrell. I'll look at it. But I had a comment on that video where somebody was it seemed like they almost took it a little bit personal that we were calling out devs for using connectivity and patching as a crutch, and the way they commented was like that it was never the dev's fault. It was always the publisher's fault or producer's fault for making devs push things out too quickly or whatever. And that's not fair either, dude. That's not fair either. So here's what I'll say. I mean, whatever the case may be, most of the time games are a collaboration between different parts of a project, and somewhere along the lines, a thing or multiple, usually things, have gone bad. And it's resulted in this, what we see right here, right? Less corrupted. Yeah, I agree. And I actually even commented back and I was like, hey, look, man, I appreciate you bringing up the point that I didn't note publishers in the title. And I even updated the title and I said, I have updated that now. So, but it's not fair for you to necessarily, stereotype this entire situation as it's never an issue of bad development, because I don't believe that's the case. And he even pointed out that, or this individual pointed out that they personally, it sounds like, have experienced very, very bad workplace environment with developing, and that's terrible. And I even noted to them in a reply, I was like, I hope you find more gainful employment, something that makes you feel a bit more satisfied in what you're doing, because I know for a fact that there are good developers out there. But you can't just sit there and act like these issues are not from bad development also. You can't do that. You can't act like that's not part of the problem as well. Because look, man, you're talking about a game like Lord of the Rings Gollum, right? Which got delayed a number of times. Yeah? It got delayed a number of times. And it got delayed because the developers needed more time. But it's still a piece of trash, right? Yeah, I have too, Ferret, and yeah, exactly. Crunch, right there, Mithril Crunch, right? I mean, look, that's something that we've known about, had been a big issue in the gaming industry for a long time, and I'm sure still is a prominent thing that a lot of companies are having to try and get rid of. But we're seeing more of, I think, a turnover nowadays of, you see, at least companies are publicly stating like, look, we are delaying our game to avoid crunch culture, to try and take care of our employees. Is that a public display of trying to make people think that they're not doing that while they still really are? Or are they really taking care of their people? And look, man, I know that there are developers out there that don't do that kind of thing. I know there are a lot that probably do also, but you can't stereotype every single developer as being a terrible place to work, because we know that's not the fact, right? We know that's not the case. And we know that there are plenty of developers nowadays that have the leeway to delay their games. And they get delayed numerous times. But a game will still come out and be a piece of trash, right? So if you've got the ability to be able to, within your development company, and coordinating with publishing and marketing and your management and everything, to delay that title a number of times because you need to polish it, and after all those delays it still comes out and is bad, who's that fall on? You know what I mean? Again, I don't think that you can really point a finger at a single individual, area of the project necessarily most of the time whenever these things come out and are very, very bad. But you also can't act like it doesn't have anything to do with bad development. Right, exactly, Tinwin. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And we know from like Star Citizen, they've got a very good culture going on there apparently with the development behind that title, and apparently most of their team's really happy with the way they're treated and how that goes according to Mithril, from everything he knows behind the scenes there. There's yeah. I mean, look, man, it's not like every single developer is not taking care of their people, right? Look, I mean, you can take that into the world of industry nowadays all the way across the board, right? There aren't a whole lot of companies that are really good at taking care of their people, but there are some. And so you can't just sit there and act like bad development's never what causes these bad games. You can't do that. That's not fair, And for anybody, yeah, Tim, I know, dude. I know. Mithril's gonna be like, time out. I know, man. I've got a running kind of meme with Mithril at this point that every time a Star Citizen update comes out, it's still considered alpha. It's like, yeah, we've got update, dot whatever number coming out, and I'm like, but it's still alpha. Oh, nothing, Mithril, nothing. So yeah, I mean, I understand, and again, I'm never going to try to assume that I know exactly what the issues are unless I have insider knowledge, right? I'm never going to assume that I know exactly what the cause is behind these bad game releases, right? I would just chalk it up. I would have to assume that it's a combination of a lot of things going wrong internally. Yeah. But I can't help but think that part of it has to do with bad development too, But Gollum, man, brutal. I feel like he has too much hair too, doesn't he? I don't know, it might just be the style they were going for. I don't know. He seems like he has too much hair to me too, though. He needs to be a little bit more bald. But I mean, outside of what you think about the way it looks, apparently it performs terribly, just terribly. Oh yeah, no, I mean that's not lost on me either, Tim. I know that there's a lot of push. I know there's a lot of push from the top down, right? I know that. We also know that, and I say this all the time, I've never thought that game development, making a video game, is necessarily an easy thing to do. Especially the larger your scope is. The bigger of a game you're trying to make, the more intricate and the more complex it becomes. It's like a puzzle with more and more pieces, right? It's very, I mean, because I've never made a game, but I mean, I've got an amount of knowledge in coding and stuff like that, and I know that it's all puzzle, dude. That's what it is, right? Oh, maybe it is fair. Yeah, it could be that, dude. And so I know that there's push. I know there's push from the top down to get things done. But like I was saying before, it's not like we don't see constant delays nowadays too, right? And a lot of those games that get delays because there is, from the bottom up, from the development side up, going, it's not ready, we need more time. They go, okay, let's delay it, right?
Which one do you think we should apply?
Let's delay it. Okay, we need more time again. Okay, delay it again. We need more time. Okay, delay it again. But what do? Delay it indefinitely? It's like, how much time have they already been working on the game? And I think, I'm not saying it's an easy thing to...
You are my monster now. and monsters don't make friends.
address, right?
There is no hope for him.
I don't think it's an easy thing to
Creature
address,
is lost.
but it has become more prominent, you know, nowadays for and more accepted for delays to happen. They know delays need to happen because there's been so much of this kind of stuff that has gone on in the past that has actually resulted in development companies just dying, right? And that's a risk. That's a risk. So I know there's push. And I know that's not fun. I know it affects the process. There are companies that deal with this entire situation of the project as a whole very, very well. And then I think you can see where there are some companies that just deal with it very, very poorly. You know? Well, and then there's a whole different situation that comes about that too, Mithril, right? Like, so if you're a long-running studio, like maybe take something like Arcane, right, where they've done a pretty good job previously. Now they're already owned, right? But take just as an example, take somebody like Arcane that has a history. Say they weren't owned already. Not that they couldn't be absolved, right? Not that they couldn't be absorbed by Bethesda and just be totally done with. But take a company, take a company like that that's done pretty good stuff previously, but all of a sudden starts making bad content like Redfall, right? I think you're going to run into the situation of if you have a company like that, there's still going to be companies that want to buy them out, not because they're making good games, but because they've got that previous portfolio, right? They can take those previous games and own the rights to those. That's what a company like Embracer will do. A company like Embracer will scoop that up because they want those IPs, right? They know how to work off of those IPs. And then you've got those other companies that maybe don't have quite the portfolio behind them. And if they just fail, they might just die off completely. And you know, so there's different ways to look at it. Yeah. So I don't know. It just depends, you know. I think some of it depends on do you have a history behind you as a company and what you've done, and that plays into what I've said before too. I think if you do have a history and you have been bought, because a lot of times big companies want to buy those companies that do have a good history behind them. That is why Bethesda and ZeniMax have invested in Arcane and have them underneath that label, right? Arcane's traditionally done a good job, but things are changing on that front, obviously. Yeah. So that's usually why you invest in a studio that's doing good, is because you want them to continue to do good underneath your label, right? As well. So, but when that goes south, how do you address that? We've seen recently with, now I don't know if they had ever done anything else with Forspoken. Was that the first game they had ever done with oh dude, they don't even have it listed anymore. They only have the developer as Square now. Dude, what? Insane, because that's not who made this game. It was Square's subsidiary. Did they ever make another game, or was Forspoken their first one? I can't remember. But it's just like that, you know, Square let their subsidiary make Forspoken, and yeah, and then they like a month and a half later, after Forspoken was a big bust, they just dissolved them. They're like, you're not a studio anymore. You're done. Was it Illusory? What was the name of that? We'll find out here. Let's pull it up. Luminous, Luminous, Luminous. There it was, Ferret. Thanks. Yeah, Luminous. Yeah. So, and I don't know that they had ever done anything else. Had they ever done anything else? I don't think they had. Oh, wait, what? They did Final Fantasy 15? Originally assembled from employees working on Final Fantasy 15, while forming a new internal studio from existing ones. Since the studio pulled in so many who were working in 15, Luminous Productions helped with the game alongside their new project. They are credited with Final Fantasy 15, dude. I didn't know that. I thought it was just Square. But apparently they're credited for Final Fantasy 15 as well. Interesting. But yeah, after Forspoken, they basically Square ate them, just dissolved them. Was like, you're done. You're no longer a thing. You know, it's kind of wild. Stadia. You know, there's another bye bye. You know, that's done too, right? At the beginning of this year. I mean, it's not like the cloud isn't a place to get things done. It just seems like maybe their business plan wasn't fantastic, you know? I don't know. Yeah, so Gollum, I mean, we looked at the Metacritic scores yesterday too. It was not good, dude. Am I the only gamer who has no interest in Tears of the Kingdom? Says this article. No. Yeah, what is TOTK, dude? Yeah, what is that? What is that? I mean, right now I just don't feel it. I'll play it at some point. I know a lot of people are really enjoying it, and I'm glad. For me, it's just I don't know, man. I'm not feeling that drive to play it right now. I just don't have it. Oh, really, Ferret? Yeah, my son's been playing it a bit. He actually hasn't even been playing it here recently. He's been playing a bunch of others. He's been playing Dragon Ball. He's been playing like old Dragon Ball games too. I don't know if he's bored with it. I'm gonna have to talk to him about it and see what he thinks. I don't know how many hours he has in it right now, but he hasn't even been playing it. He's been playing like Shatterline and Dragon Ball, and I'm gonna have to talk to him and see what's up, see what's going on. I'm gonna have to get my son's thoughts on Tears of the Kingdom. Interesting. Let's get in here, man. June's free games with Prime have been announced. Let's take a look at that. Dark Frost botnet launches devastating DDoS attack on gaming industry. What? Yikers, dude. Let's look at this ROG Ally review from Games Hub real quick. I want us to know more about the competitor, the biggest competitor to the Steam Deck. You know what I mean? We know that. Rising Storm Studio Antimatter Games is being closed. Take a peek. Wait, what? Is that being sold in Australia? The ROG? I think it is actually, but I'm not sure. Mithril, do you know? We'll find out. Yes, on pre-order out soon. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, cool. Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing too, though. Unfortunately, yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. Like, so for Australia, you're talking $1,500 Australian, right? As opposed to a Steam Deck, which what is about half that, dude, or about 7 or 8, 8. Obviously, you know the Steam Deck is not as powerful because the ROG is brand new, spanking brand new hardware, you know. But yeah, it's unavailable. I know that sucks. I know, but I'm just saying, like, um, the Steam Deck's still a great platform, and I hate the fact that it's not available down there for you guys because honestly, I feel like it's a better. Yeah, I feel like it's a better and I don't know enough about where. That's why we're going to be looking at the ROG today. And I don't see the ROG being as customer friendly. You know what I'm saying? I don't find the ROG. I don't see the Asus handheld. I just don't see it being as user friendly and consumer friendly as the Steam Deck is going to be. Plus that entry price point is just so much nicer. You know. Way better battery. Well, and that's always going to be something that you're going to trade off. That's going to be a trade off. You know what I mean? It's a tough thing. And this is another thing you got to take into consideration here, right? So when you're talking about something like, and this is one of the things I was trying to bring up previously, is not just hardware. Obviously, right? I mean, so the more power hungry hardware, the more powerful hardware you put in, the less battery life you're going to get out of a handheld. Yeah. And so the better performing of a handheld, usually the best battery life, right? But one of those areas in which, you know, especially like if you're a primarily like Steam player and where the Steam Deck really plays to like a full potential there is that they optimize Steam games for that console. They give you profiles to where you can like set up profiles to play certain games on the go, to where they might automatically reduce, you know, certain visual settings and things like that, to where if you're plugged in, it'll be like bright screen for a certain game and a higher resolution for a certain game and higher frames for a certain game. And if you unplug it and you need to play on the go, it'll set a profile for not being plugged in for that certain game. It'll pull down the resolution. It'll pull down the brightness and the frames and stuff so you get better battery life. You're not going to get that from other handheld platforms on like a platform like Steam, I don't think. So, like because what you talk about, we talk about all the time. You got those games that are what are called verified, right? Verified for the Steam Deck. they're not called verified for Asus ROG. You know what I mean? They do that. They make sure those games are optimized to perform well on their own platform, and they allow you to set profiles and stuff like that. And I don't know if the ROG's going to let you set profiles for certain games. I don't know if they have that. They're going to have that capability or anything. You know, so there's going to be a difference. There's going to be differences, but we'll flesh it out. We'll take a look. Look at this, dude. The Xbox Game Showcase and Starfield Direct coming to theaters, man. That's interesting. There's a huge Amazon sale going on right now. I've put a few of them in the gamer deals section. I haven't done a ton of searching because I'm not really in the market for much, but I've tried to see if I could find some deals for anybody that might be in the market. The other day I found like 2 terabyte Samsung 870 Evo. It's just one of the 2.5 inch or solid state drives. It's not like the M.2 drives, you know, but it's only $110, dude, US. That's a pretty good price, dude, for a Samsung Evo drive. Solid state drive. It's pretty solid, dude. 2 terabytes. That's a big chunk of storage, dude. Solid state for $110. And then there's also like some nice Thermaltake LED fans and stuff that I found for about half off. They're about $40, and they work on like for radiators and what are they, 120 millimeters, I think. Yeah, or case fans. You can use one. They've got I think they've also got like a controller that comes with them and stuff too. So I found a couple of deals and threw them in there anyways. But if you're in the market for anything, again, it might be a good time to search around on Amazon and see if you can find a deal, because they are doing big time deals right now on Amazon. And if I come across anything, I'll continue to throw it in the gamer deals section for you guys. Anything that I think anybody might be interested in that I just think's a good deal, you know. All right, well, let's see if we've got any new information about the Project Q, the PS5 handheld stuff. We'll put that with the ROG, okay? Or the ROG Ally, I mean. Alan Wake 2 and the death of disc-based video games, guys. I mean, we've been talking about this, right? What was going to be the answer? Just no more physical games? Or I don't think they can totally get away with just all developers being done with physical games right now. But really, it's kind of up to the developer, isn't it? Quite often. Quite often. I mean, I think that you're going to have a hard time seeing developers like Xbox and Sony, or PlayStation. They're still going to be pumping out a lot of physical stuff because it's their console. They put an optical drive in there for a reason, But games are getting bigger, dude. Well, I know, Ferret, but I think that's one of the things we've talked about that before too, right? The PC side of things has adopted the digital space much quicker than console has, right? Reject, what's up, my dude? What's going on, bro? So the PC side went digital much quicker than the console space has, right? It was embraced and adopted much quicker on the PC side across the board. For most, I mean, dude, you don't hardly find PCs anymore that come with optical drives. You know what I mean? You haven't for a while, right? I mean, it's not that you can't still find and put one in there, but usually what you do here, man, at my place, I have a couple of USB DVD drives. Wait, what? I didn't even see it yet, Tim. Man, I was like, "What are you talking about, dude?" What? Oh my god, bro! Yeah, somebody's gonna end up choking on that, bro, or crushing their teeth, and they're gonna get sued. Somebody's gonna crush their teeth on it, and they're gonna get sued. I didn't see it, dog. Oh Jesus. Uh, you still put one in your builds, dude? I've got a really really nice. So my one of my old PC builds that's still running, by the way, on a old bulldozer. My daughter still games on it occasionally, man. Um, it's it's an old bulldozer. What is it, like the 8350 black AMD processors? Uh, it's got that in it. What's it got? Like a 460 Radeon card in it or something. It's still popping, dude. It's still popping. It's slow nowadays, but it's popping. Um, and it's got a Samsung Blu-ray drive in it, dude. That Blu-ray drive's dope. I'll As long as it runs, I'll never get rid of it. I'll just continue to have it in something. But I don't buy them. I don't put them in mine anymore. What we do is we have like there you can just get really nice, easy USB attached like DVD rewritable drives, dude, and that's what I go with. Yeah, that's what mine has in it too. Mine's a Blu-ray burner too. Yeah, that's what that Samsung drive is. It's a Blu-ray burner. Yeah, and that's why I won't get rid of it. It's a really nice drive, Samsung Blu-ray burner drive, dude. And so I'll keep it forever as long as it runs. The thing's been a champ. It's old, but dude, it it does the job. It's a really nice drive, but for everything else, dude, because like laptops don't come with them anymore. Like it doesn't matter. And I build all the desktops and everything like that. And so, um, we've just got a couple of these USB port DVD rewritable drives, man, that we use if we need to use any kind of optical drive on a PC that doesn't have one around here. It's easy. It's easy, and they work well. So it's I don't know, simple. It's pretty simple. Because what I've noticed is quite often with like a lot of the PC builds nowadays too, like the cases and stuff, like cases are even getting for like PC builds to where they don't even have like bays in the front of them anymore like they used to. You know, it's just like a flat front. It'll either be like a flipping, not all of them, but a lot of them are getting that way, right? So where it's either glass or it'll just be like meshed out where it's like a filter, and there's not even bays on the front anymore. It's just an entire piece that like clips on the front. There's not even bays for drives anymore. Hard on a lot of like cases if you're gonna build one yourself. You can still get them for sure, but I don't know. Yeah, yeah, because you can still find them. Yeah, dude, I've got an old. God, you should see my old build. What the heck is that case I have, dude? It's a flippin' chonker of a case, dude. It's a chonker of a case. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Uh, I might have to take a picture of it. It's just a big, giant, full. It's just and it's no glass or anything. It's just black, dude, and it's massive. It's huge, dude. I can't even remember what it was. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what my old one was too, dude. Like, absolutely. All right, that's funny, dude. Yeah, McDonald's China releases a McNugget-shaped Tetris gaming device, bro. Yeah, somebody's gonna swallow that or break their teeth on it or something, dude. That's funny. I have a white box full tower case, massive. You had one? That's what. So I mean, you've probably seen my build. My I've got a full tower. This one's not as big. I've got a full desktop full tower case right now, but it's not as big as my old one was. You know, um, it's chonky. but it's nowhere near as big as my old one was. I'll show you actually the case. What is the case I have? This is the first time I've ever done a white build though. I'd always done black builds before, and I'd never done LEDs or anything either. So I mean, I can just, if you guys haven't seen it, it's actually in the command. Have you guys seen it? Have you guys seen it? This guy. So that's my build. If you hadn't seen that. So it's like white. It's a white case, and it's got white with like black accents everywhere. So that's just what mine is. And I'd never done a white one before, but it turned out pretty cool. I liked it. I liked it. Pretty neat. So glowy. Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. Like I'd never done LEDs before. Really, I never really cared to, and I'm not about like the unicorn puke. You know, I'm not about like the unicorn throw up. The flux capacitor, yeah. That's where. So all the LEDs in there almost are I always forget how to pronounce the lion lie or the Lian lie stuff. Here I'll pull it back up real quick. So I'll just show you. These guys are these actually just kind of snap over your power your big power cables, right? So this is the one that goes to the motherboard to power the chipset, and this is obviously the one that goes and powers the GPU, right? So the actual power cables snap onto the back side of it, and this is just something that runs over the top. So it's just to give you that like nice. And it's got all kinds of different modes. I just like this mode to where it looks like the lights are like running in different speeds and stuff. And then these Lian Lai fans in here are really cool. They snap together, actually, and they run on their software, which can do a lot of different modes and a lot of different colors and everything too. But obviously, me, it's like white and black and orange. Those are the colors that we run for the channel and everything too. So outside of that, I've got like a power supply down here that's got some LEDs on it that I don't mess with, and the motherboard's a ROG Strix, so it's got its own LEDs and stuff, but I don't mess with that either because I don't care to have the Armory Crate stuff installed. So I just let it run off its default colors. But you know, this is the stuff that I mess with, and I really like the Lian Lai products, man. They're really nice. They're really cool. And then I got the white caps for the Noctua heat sink. So it's got these magnetic caps that clip over the top. You can get different colors for that to match your case up and stuff, which is really cool. Is it Lian Lee? Is that what it is? Lian Lee? Lian Lee? I never can remember how to say it. Yeah. Yeah, it was cool, man. I'd never really cared to do a build that had any LED stuff on it or anything really. I've just always been more focused on like, obviously, right? The more LEDs you have, the more frames per second, right? But I was just always more worried about like just having a solid quality build with, you know, the hardware and stuff. But at this point, I was like, there's a lot of cool products out there now. You know, there's a lot of cool products, and I just started taking a look, and I was like, man, I'm gonna dive into it this time. I'm just gonna have some fun with it. You know, I hadn't built one in a little bit, and it was a lot of fun. I'm not familiar with that case. Antec P10 Flux, huh? I'll have to look it up, dude. Dr. Disrespect says we need games like Bungie's Marathon. You know why? Because it's an extraction shooter. And you know why he says that? Because he's also making an extraction shooter. That's why he's saying we need games like Marathon, because he's also making an extraction shooter. Designed to be quiet. Yeah, nice, dude. Nice. Yeah, mine's pretty quiet too, man. I like it. It's good stuff. I like it. Does mine even say what case I'm using? Yeah, I've got the Fractal Design Meshify C case. Yeah, 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 yeah. Fair. Yeah. I mean, makes sense, doesn't it? God. Release window maybe for Metal Gear Solid Collection. Take a peek. I think we've already kind of hit on that a little bit. We'll see. Diablo 4 gets terrifying live action trailer. Let's go. Take a peek at that. Yeah, I've never had a fractal case, but whenever I started getting ready to build this PC, I started looking into a lot of different cases, and again, I decided that I wanted to go with something white, so I narrowed that down, and then I started looking at reviews on cases and case manufacturers and stuff, and I heard a lot of really good things at the time about fractal, and so I started looking at some differences. Peter, what's up, buddy? What's going on, man? And happy Friday, broski. And I kind of like zeroed in on this guy. Yeah, and I've really enjoyed it, dude. It's a nice case. It's pretty cool. And I did a lot of because I knew I was going to go with the big chonky Noctua, you know. And I did a bunch of research beforehand. It just barely fits in there, dog. It just barely fits in there. But I knew that because that's the way I do things. I research everything. I make sure that whatever I'm going to do is going to work. That way I can buy everything I need and I'm not going to have any issues really, significant ones anyways. And so I knew everything that I was going to, I planned it all out first. I took measurements, I researched things and knew that it was all going to fit, you know. But that Noctua heatsink, dude, is a flippin' chonky boy. That's a big flippin' heatsink, dude. Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. So instead of having to pull that up, Fallout New Vegas and shout out to our friendo True. True, before we even knew that this is what was popping up, because this didn't become the new giveaway until after we were done with the news yesterday. But Fallout New Vegas Ultimate Edition is free on Epic. Yo, if you do not already have an Epic account, now's the time. I said this last week with why can't I think of the name of the game they were giving away? Help me out, guys. But I said this last week. They were giving away a very notable game last week. And I said this same thing. Death Stranding, thank you. Thanks, Ferret. Man, what would I do without you guys, man? So Death Stranding is an absolute banger of a game from what I understand. I haven't played it yet, but it's the second time in about 7 months they've given that away. And if you missed it the first time, I was telling everybody you should go grab that game right now. This, yeah, yeah, you got it. Yeah, Peter, that's good stuff, dude. Oh, nice, Ferret, nice, dude. Yeah, 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 yeah. The thing is a beast, man. Um, So if you don't, even if you're not a PC gamer, dude, it takes nothing. Get on your mobile device, get on your PC, whatever, dude. Wherever you can get on a web browser, all you have to do is go to Epic's website, register yourself on an account, which is free. Okay? It's absolutely free. So even if you're not a PC gamer right now, you might become one in the future. And this is free content, free software, good free software, by the way. And so, in the event you became a PC gamer in the future, you will have nice games to start getting down on, man. So, I can't recommend enough that if people don't already have an Epic account, whether or not you're a PC gamer already, you should go make an Epic Games account and just start grabbing free games. I am approaching 300 games in my account right now, and I've paid for like 2 or 3 of them. And I've got a lot of notable games in my account right now. And I just can't recommend enough that people take advantage of these free games in what we always talk about, you know, this day and age of gaming where it feels like we're just constantly being slaughtered with markups and having to pay more and more and more and more and more for whether it be DLC or battle passes or microtransactions or, you know, games on release, what have you, to not be taking advantage of the free game side of stuff, you know, I feel like you're really losing out, man. So, yeah, there you go. And that Mithril also, psych. Why'd you leave, bro? He Pepe pet me and then he bounced. It's pretty rude. What's up, dude? So, take advantage of this, man. You don't have to have I've got their desktop app. You don't have to have that though, right? You just got to get on their website, create an account, and start grabbing your free games every week. This is going to be available till June 1st. The morning of June 1st, and then there will be another game. Right now, they're giving away big games. I don't know. I think it's anticipation of the summer games showcases popping off, guys. Wait, what? Fat Pat, it didn't pop off? Oh, no. Oh, no. Fat Pat, what's up, dude? The shake weight broke? Hold on, let me check. It probably because what's happening, dude? Emotional damage didn't play either.
Emotional damage.
Let me see something. These were fine yesterday, and now today they're not. I had an update to this program here recently, and it feels like they it kind of jacked up the GIFs a little bit. Let me see something. God dang it, dude. They were fine yesterday. I'm gonna have to turn the GIFs off again today. That way. Yo, Fat Pat, I'll give you your just saying, I'll get your points back to you, dude. Sorry, man. I'm going to turn the GIFs off for now. I don't know why everything else is fine and all of a sudden these are, the GIFs are like not popping off. I know, dude. I know.
Alright, that one was on me.
Absolutely. Wick's fault. Fat Pat, you should have your points back, dog. What's up, brother? You should have your points back. I'm going to turn those off for now. We'll turn the GIFs off for now, guys. Give me 1 second. I don't want people trying to spam those out and have to deal with giving points back for now. I got to figure out. This app updated here recently, and it's like it messed all the GIF redemptions up occasionally. I don't know what's going on. I'm hoping they get another update out here pretty quick and it fixes it. Like yesterday it was fine. Day before it was broken. Now today it's broken. I don't know, dude. I'm almost done. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to turn them off for now. They should be off. Gamba Gamba. Wait, Gothic, wait. Can't explain what? Face looked creepy for 5 minutes? It was like more like 30 seconds, but yeah. Can't even explain it? That's because I got I got Wait, do what, Peter? Depends on labs. Wait, what's going on? What was that about? I've been wanting to start New Vegas. Perfect time to start. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah, nice. Ferret 1? There it is, baby. Yeah, see? I got sad face now. See, Gothic? We've got all these like filters on. So you can redeem filters. Glitch in the Matrix. The googly eyes will come up next. It has to wait for the this one to finish. I'm laughing. I'm laughing. I love this. This one's probably my favorite, dude. This one's probably my favorite. I just got all these set up for the anniversary stream, so they're pretty fun. Yeah, there they are. Google Eyes, baby. Go get your free Epic Games content. Yo, check this out, too, though. While we're on the topic of free games, okay? The sad face one is dope, dude. It's so good. Yeah. I like the glasses, too, though. Yo, there's more free games to be gotten as well in the Dills channel. So, as of right now, check this out. So... Warhammer 40,000 Gladius Relics of War. This game is free, guys. So, I'll link this for you, okay? But this game is free right now. So, don't just hit play game, hit add to library, and it will be yours forever. Obviously, it's on sale. It's got a lot of, like, DLC stuff, too, but you can get just the base game for free if you just click add to library, okay? It's a decently reviewed game, about 80% positive. 71 Metacritic, so Warhammer game right here. This one's free right now. Free, what's up, friendo? Go ahead and grab that, okay? There's your link to that on Steam, and then there's Hue also, I think. Yo, is Metro still free? I'll have to take a look. This is also free, guys. Hue is also free right now. So same thing for this. Don't click play now. Click add to your library, and you'll have it forever, okay? But this is also a free game that's about an 80 on Metacritic, man. All right.
Terrible that you've been left alone all this time.
So go grab your free games on Epic and Steam. Yo, is Metro still free? I don't think it probably is.
To allow perception and alteration of color.
No, it's not, is it? Metro was free. It was free. But it's not anymore, it doesn't look like. Last Light Complete Edition, huh?
Rated M for mature.
Yeah, this was just the weekend deal. So that's not there anymore. Sorry, guys. Sorry. But go get those other ones that I linked in chat. Get your free games. Reject. Wait, what? For real? Well, there's two different point systems, too. There's two different point systems, which is weird. So there's one that works off of stream elements, right? So there's stream elements points, and then there's Twitch points. Okay. So, dude, how do you check your points for stream elements? Well, there's actually if you look underneath the stream too, check this out. I got you. Watch. So if you look underneath the stream, it'll show like a points. And this I think should be for stream elements. Can't remember. Stream elements leaderboards. Yeah, yeah. There you go. First time ever. Let's go. So you should be able to check how many tokens you have for stream elements. And then there's the ones you gamble for, I think, are just for Twitch. It's a weird thing, dude. It's a weird thing. I need to get it straight in my head so I can explain it and just like get a command put in so I can just be like, this is how it works. Because I don't even really know, dude. But there's two different point systems. They're linked right there above, Davey. There's Hue, Hue, and Gladius, Relics of War. Yeah. But they were linked right there above in chat, brother. Gladius and Hue, Hue. I'll try to get it sorted and let you know how it works, Reject. Let's see what else we got here. All right, we talked about the free games, so everybody can grab those. We talked about the Relic layoffs yesterday. Company of Heroes 3 was a pretty bad release. And following that up, it looks like they've done a lot of layoffs at Relic. And it looks like maybe there's some more news coming out of there about what that's going to mean for that developer, yeah. Yeah, thanks, Ferret. Yeah, there you go. There you go, Davey. Davey, they're also in the Discord Gamers Deal section, too. There are links in the Gamers Deal section also, buddy, of the Discord. All right, let's switch this up real quick. Friday, baby. Anybody have any plans for the weekend? What are you guys doing for the weekend, man? Oh, okay. Nice, dude. That's just smart, bro. Raiding in Destiny 2, let's go. Nice. Clearing snakes out of your garage. You mean like fireworks? You just got a bunch of loose fireworks, snakes in your garage, right? Not real ones. Work on your truck. What are you doing to the truck, Fat Pat? There you go, Ferret. Thanks, man. Davey, how you feeling, brother? How's the mouth, dude? Yeah, we got this up. We'll watch that. How's Will Smith being, like, put in anything nowadays after the whole, like, slapping Chris Rock debacle? O2 sensors. Oh, yeah, man. Those are always a thing, huh? Driver seat cushion replacement. Right on, man. Yep. Gotcha, man. Oh, garter snakes? Nice, dude. You got a family of garter snakes? That's not necessarily a bad thing, though, dude. I mean, they'll keep mice and stuff out of the garage, bro. So it's not the worst thing to have in your garage, you know? It'll keep other pests out. We had geckos, dude. The last place I lived, yeah, I mean, it does mean that well, it might. So there's a way in too, though. So it might just mean shelter. So they got in there, but it just might mean shelter too. But probably does mean there's some kind of food source, yeah. They're musky too, though. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Alone in the dark, yeah, Mithril, yeah. Mouth still a little sore. Pick up New Vegas? Nice, dude. There you go. How well it likes the shed in the backyard? Yeah, dude. There's nothing wrong with that, for sure. This is going to be the new, is this the bolt gun stuff? I think so. We already kind of took a look at that. We've talked about AEW Fight Forever's release date and stuff. I'm not going to hit on that either. What I'll say is, for anybody that doesn't know, AEW Fight Forever is like a new wrestling game coming to the fold for major platforms. And it's not a sim wrestling game like you'll get with WWE from 2K, but it's more of an arcade style game, okay? It looks good, and I'm hopeful that it's going to be a nice competitor to 2K's WWE. I'm not a wrestling game player, but for all those people that do like the wrestling games, all we've really had on major platforms for a long time is WWE, right? And 2K has not done a great job with those games over the years. They basically do it like EA. They don't put a lot of time and effort into making the game evolve. They don't care a whole lot about the performance. It usually comes out being pretty broken, but people buy it and deal with it because they don't have any other option, right? So hopefully AEW coming to the fold here will elevate the competition, make 2K take a hard look at what they need to do to remain competitive in that genre of game, right? And hopefully AEW will be good enough to promote that competition. Oh, it's a detached garage. They like the heat. Oh, yeah, dude, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yup. No doubt, dude. What are we talking about? NWO, dude? Super Nintendo? You know what I'm saying? Rumbleverse. Oh. Yeah. Or NWO was 64, wasn't it? NWO was 64, my bad. Yeah. New World Order, baby. You guys remember that game? Yeah, it feels bad. I know there's a lot of people like that. I thought it was this is the one I think I played all the time, dude. This one. WCW versus NWO World Tour, baby. This was the one that I played all the time. The World Tour, dog. This was it. This was my jam, dude. This was Hollywood Hulk Hogan, dude. Game was sick, dude. This game was sick. Yeah. That was my jam. I never, I liked wrestling whenever I was a kid. I liked pro wrestling whenever I was a kid. I didn't, it's not something I really, I couldn't tell you like I know who The Rock is. I know who John Cena is. I know who Bautista is. And that's just because they're all like in other forms of entertainment now. That's all I know, dude. Wrestling's not like my thing. I didn't stick with it. It was just something I liked as a kid. But I respect the crap out of those guys. Those guys are incredible athletes, Many of them, I mean, all of them really are just incredible athletes. We've got that up. Speed Freaks? Warhammer 40,000 Speed Freaks playtest? What is that, dude? Are you serious, Fat Pat? Oh, that's dope, Ferret. Nice, dude. Yeah, I was a big Hulk Hogan fan whenever I was a little kid. I loved the Hulk, man. Yeah, the Hulk was cool. Yeah, no doubt. They made the tickets the same for amateur wrestling? Yikers, dude. We'll see what this is. I'm not familiar with that game. Does anybody know what Speed Freaks is? We talked about this yesterday. This is not a triangle symbol, dude. This stands for Delta. There are a lot of people that were confused, and I wouldn't have known either, except for we read it yesterday in the news. But it's actually solid or Metal Gear Solid Delta, dude. Snake Eater is what it is. Jesus, Doug. That's insane. That's crazy, Fat Pat. God dang, dude. Yeah, I mean, I think this is one of the things that was kind of nice about the PlayStation Showcase. the PlayStation Showcase, while obviously, you know, they were going to have exclusives in there like Spider-Man 2, you know, we knew that. And Final Fantasy 16, we knew that. We knew those games were going to be in there. A lot of the other games they showcased were not exclusives, dude. They were not first-party games. They weren't proprietary. And many of the other ones are coming to multi-platform, which is awesome, dude. I didn't expect it, to be honest. It was not something I expected from them. So it was a bit of honestly, for me, a bit of some fresh air there from a PlayStation showcase. And I know not everybody had something to get totally psyched about from that showcase. For me, it was Dragon's Dogma. I know a lot of other people, it was, you know, the remake of Metal Gear Solid 3, right? We had our buddy Pinky in the community. It was Talos Principle 2. Super stoked. He was like, nothing else can hype me up now. And that's the way Dragon's Dogma 2 was for me, basically. I think that there was a lot of other stuff that looked cool. You know, besides Dragon's Dogma, like Marathon, I think that's interesting. We'll have to see what happens with Bungie in doing that, but it seems interesting. We watched an extended video of the developers talking about what that game's going to be yesterday, and it seems pretty interesting and intriguing. There's a lot of stuff that popped off in the showcase that was good, and I think it's nice that they didn't just make it almost solely exclusive titles, you know? So I know there was quite a bit, I think, for people to grab onto there in the showcase. It was pretty good, I think. I liked it. And we're getting ready to have to start making a schedule. We might do that tomorrow. A schedule for all the June showcases. We might do that tomorrow. Just sit down between the news and gaming and make our initial schedule up for when all the showcases are popping off. And when we'll watch them here in the channel for June's showcases, because there's going to be a ton of them, man. I'm not personally. I don't really play. Spider-Man's not like one of my jams. I know those games are very good, but again, I'm ready for Spider-Man 2 to come out. That way, Insomniac can get to work on Wolverine, dude. That's what I'm excited for. They just announced Warhammer Age of Sigmar Realms of Ruin. Oh, a new real-time strategy. Oh, okay. Interesting. I'll pull it up. We'll take a quick peek at it, dude. Yeah. Thanks, Timwin. Thanks, buddy. Sure. Yeah, we'll take a peek, dude. Thanks, man. Midnight Club remake trailer? No flipping way. Dude, I loved original Midnight Club. Oh my God. I haven't played racing games in a long time either, but I loved original Midnight Club. I got to pull it up, dude. There's all kinds of Warhammer games coming out, man. Aliens Dark Descent gameplay trailer. Dude, this game actually looks like it could be pretty cool. You've got like this has like group-based real-time combat strategy, you know. Obviously it's Alien, so it's got the whole Geiger-esque kind of art to it and everything because it's Alien universe, obviously, right? But the game looks dope so far from what I've seen. We'll pull it up, take a look. We got a lot of news today. Oh my God, dude, Dragon's Dogma 2. I'm so psyched for that. I need to talk to Wick more about Planet Alana. See if he's played any more of that yet. He picked that up and started playing that, and that game looks pretty cool. It looks really nice. I'm still weirded out that they're calling this Mortal Kombat 1. That's just always going to be weird to me, I think. We already knew that was happening. I'm not going to dive into that. Spider-Man 2. So Insomniac, the developer behind Spider-Man 2, says that pre-orders and release date is coming soon. We don't need to dive into this article. That's all we need to know. So if you're hyped about Spider-Man 2, know that the pre-orders and release date is on its way, okay? This is probably just being able to add 2 credit cards into the controller at a time while you play Madden from EA, so I'm not going to dive into that. New feature for Madden this year. You can add an additional credit card into the controller. All right, let's go. Let's dive in here, dude. Midnight Club remake trailer revives an all-time classic, dude. For the DLC, you have to use your phone, of course, dude. Some of they're collaborating with Blizzard on that front. Some of the younger readers out there may not know this, but there was a time when Rockstar actually released video games that didn't have GTA 5 in the title. Ask anyone of a certain age, they'll recall a halcyon time during which Rockstar put out banger after banger. Bully, dude, there's been a lot of want for a Bully remake, too. We've actually seen somebody do a fan-made remake or restyling of Bully using Unreal Engine 5, and it looked pretty cool. All the mouth dialogue was actually terrifying, but other than that, it looked really cool. Manhunt, The Warriors Midnight Club, baby. Legendary games all. For those that don't remember, Midnight Club was an arcade racer series not entirely unlike Need for Speed. Sadly, the last game in the series, Midnight Club Los Angeles Complete Edition, released back in 2009. Given that Rockstar has really... I think that's supposed to be hasn't really said anything about the franchise for the last decade or so, we'd imagine that it's well and truly dead. To make matters worse, the games aren't exactly easy to come by and are completely unplayable on PS4 and PS5. You can at least play them on Xbox Series X or Xbox Series S and X and one consoles via backwards compatibility. So there's that. Because Xbox is the better console nowadays about backwards compatibility, whereas PlayStation and especially Nintendo are not very good about it. Fortunately for those who would love to see a brand new Midnight Club entry, have sort of had our prayers answered by the fabulous Teaser Play, who put together a remake of the original series using Unreal Engine 5 with the help of high-end graphics features such as Lumen, Nanite, Screen Space, Ray Tracing, and Global Illumination Shader. Yeah, so this isn't official. This was like a fan-made thing. Oh, no, dude. Feels bad. It's not even embedded, dude. Or they tried to, and it didn't work. Feels bad. I'll link this if anybody wants to take a look at it. It's not even real, dude. It's just, Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, that's sick, man. Yeah. And here's another thing. If you guys didn't know, speaking about the backwards compatibility thing, Xbox actually has a patent in right now, too. So Xbox has a patent in right now for their platform that is, they're trying to develop a program where basically any old Xbox games you have, you can either put them into an Xbox, a modern Xbox console that has an optical drive, or they'll have some kind of optical reader where you can put the discs in. It will read that disc, and it will basically go, cool, you own this game. And now you have it digitally for this amount of time. So you can play it on their platforms, whatever that may be. You'll own it digitally and have it on their platforms to play for that amount of time, for a certain amount of time before you'll have to scan that disc again. That's a patent that they have in the works right now, if you didn't know that, which is awesome. That's an awesome flipping thing if it comes to fruition. Look, a lot of these, I mean, companies in general, but we're talking gaming, right? So gaming developers, and especially the big console players and stuff like that, they're constantly putting in patents all the time that don't necessarily come to fruition, right? Well, I mean, I think that's why it would. Well, used games. What do you mean? Like just buying the game and then like reselling it or something like that? That's why it would be limited time. You have to rescan it. Borrowing from a friend? Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know. My thing is like, what you would rather see is these games come out with, like, I don't know, to an extent, at least unique codes in the data or something to each individual pressed copy or whatever. But yeah, I mean, you're not going to be able to get around some of that, right? But obviously, Xbox is because here's the thing. What that would do if they had unique kind of IDs on the data of the disc or whatever when it got scanned, you would be the only one that would be able to own that, right? I don't think they actually have that on them. I don't know if they're trying to develop that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, basically, Fat Pat. Yeah, like a MAC address for the disc. Yep, exactly. I don't think they have anything like that. But they could start doing that in the future. Again, I don't think discs are the way. I mean, discs are dying out, right? Like, this is old media. I don't see discs continuing to be the media being used for console platforms. I really don't. If physical is going to continue to be used, I think it's going to be going into more of like what Switch already does with like SD cards and stuff like that, you know? I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how it's all going to work yet. I just know that we've already read that there's a patent in for that to potentially become something they do in the future. They're already better than the other platforms about backwards compatibility, right? But they're trying to find out ways to get people better access to taking their physical copies and just giving them limited time access to the digital versions of it if they scan stuff in, which at least it shows they're trying to figure out ways, right? Which is not something we see from the other console players. It's at least something, man. You know what I mean? You don't see Nintendo trying at all. PlayStation's very limited on that front. And at least Xbox trying to figure something out, you know? They're already better about backwards compatibility across the board on their consoles. They always have been, in my opinion. And trying to do stuff like this is at least showing they're trying to get some stuff done, you know. But I don't know what the overall solution, because I mean, obviously there are hurdles, right? Like what you're talking about, Ferret. And I've thought about that too. There are hurdles, and I don't know how they get around that. And maybe to an extent, dude, if it's an old game, they're just going to be like willing to accept the fact there are going to be some people that just borrow games from friends and do that and stuff, you know? I don't know. Oh, yeah. We've seen all kinds of companies try to do that kind of crap that's just been a total, like, dumpster fire and is blown up in their face, man. Yeah. Well, that sucks, dude. I got hyped up for this, dude. This made it seem like they were actually remaking this game, dude, and I was going to be so hyped, but apparently not. Did I link that? Yeah. So I linked it, so if you guys want to go try to take a look at it. Aliens Dark Descent gets gameplay, trailer, story details. The Alien franchise has long been a source for video games from nearly every genre you can imagine. That includes everything from the fan-favorite horror game Alien Isolation to the most recent game in the franchise, Aliens Fireteam Elite, a third-person shooter that serves as a sequel to the original film trilogy. Next up for the series is something a bit different with Aliens Dark Descent. It's a real-time strategy game that puts you in the shoes of a colonial commander leading a squad of Marines against hordes of xenomorphs on an alien planet. Today, the publishers at Focus dropped a brand new trailer showing off gameplay and giving us a better idea of the story. Dark Descent is set 20 years after the events of Alien 3. Squad is stranded on the moon Leth and needs to repair their ship. Obviously, it's overrun with xenomorphs. You play as either Mako Hayes or Jonas Harper, two people from different walks of life who are both trying to survive. Focus is promising. We'll be going up against a host of terrifying creatures new to the Alien franchise. In short, expect to see a lot more than just your standard xenomorphs. New gameplay trailer. Exciting. 5 minutes, dude. Let's go.
Welcome to Aliens Dark Descent, a strategic, real-time, squad-based tactical action game set in the furthest reaches of the alien.
So from what I understand, this game does give you the ability to pause and dish out commands. So it's not entirely live action. You can pause and dish out commands if you need.
Inspired by the 20th century studios,
but it's not like a turn-based kind of scenario like you would see in something like XCOM, okay?
Embrace of space, where you'll use your tactical abilities to unravel a horrifying narrative that has yet to be seen within the...
Oh, look at all the little doges. Sorry.
The journey begins as your ship crash lands on Lethe, a backwater planet infested with xenomorphs. There, you take control of Mako Hayes, a Wayland-Yutani administrator.
Yeah, they're
Jonas
scary,
Harper,
dude.
A U.S. SAM officer, as they team up to survive an onslaught of the deadliest life form mankind has ever seen. In Aliens Dark Descent, you are the commander, your squad is your weapon. Through approachable, fast-paced tactical planning, you will strategically manage their squad as a unit. If the xenomorph threat becomes overwhelming, you will have the ability to slow down time at any moment to focus on tactical decisions in the heat of combat while making the gameplay more manageable and easier for players less familiar with this style of gameplay. Additionally, thanks to the unique squad behavior system we created for Aliens Dark Descent, each Marine in your unit...
Let me know if that's too loud. It seemed a little bit soft to me.
...orders to carry out actions automatically on the field. Engulf corridors in flames to clear a path, unleash suppressive fire to slow your enemies, or deploy an iconic sentry gun to hold them at bay during a tricky encounter. You will need to do all of this while also making sure not to run out of valuable resources to sustain your squad.
Stress 90, anxious. Oh, dude, stress levels and stuff, insane.
So you'll have to stay sharp and decisive to turn the tide of battle in your favor. Every mission is unique as the game's AI adapts to your unique player behavior and actions. Explore extensive, open, and persistent levels where every choice you make will remain unaltered. Weld doors or hack terminals to secure your future paths. Place deployable motion trackers to monitor.
Yeah, it looks like more like a slowdown, not a full pause, right? What I had read previously is there was going to be like your ability to pause out, dish out commands, and then unpause. So yeah, that's what it seems more like.
During missions, you'll have to battle to keep your Marines alive and sane. Managing the health and stress levels of your squad is equally as important as clearing objectives. When a Marine dies, they are gone for good, making all your choices
permadeath, dude, for your squad.
Bleak realm.
I already knew about that.
Analyze the situation.
I like that, dude. I think that's cool.
From the field when you feel the need to. Then come back to pressing tasks when you're up for the challenge. After each mission, you return to your base, the Otago. Your ship works like a hub where all the improvements you need are available. Manage and repair your ship, recruit new Marines to replace losses, heal those who are wounded, and research and develop new tech to improve your gear to help your team survive longer during missions. With 5 classes available, assign critical roles.
They've scumming the crap out of it if they let you, dude.
To explore the depths of the facility and take on.
Might only have one save, and it might autosave all the time.
It's always advised to engage with medics who bring significant healing advantages on the field, and gunners who are extremely efficient against hordes of foes. After successfully clearing a mission, make sure to reward.
There's always a way, that's true. So yeah, reject. I mean, it is very XCOM. Yeah. I mean, that's the way a lot of these games kind of roll, but it's got differences also. Like I said, I mean, You know, it's not turn-based, it's real-time action, you know, that kind of thing. That's going to make this a much different game than XCOM also. Yeah, you're going to have to think on your toes. You're going to have to be a quick thinking, really, you know. You're not going to be able to like sit there and just like wait around and think about. You're going to have to be
source of this strange and dire threat alongside Mako Hayes and Jonas Harper.
quickly decisive about what you want to get done in this game in certain situations. Yeah. But yeah, it's got a lot of XCOM style. I mean, a lot of these games have the same. Look, XCOM's a fantastic game, right? You know, me too, Reject. I'll rage out, dude. Get ready for it. So yeah, I mean, we talk about that a lot, right? Good games get emulated moving forward in the industry. That's the way that works, right? And there have been a lot of games that have taken what XCOM has done through the years. XCOM's iconic, you know, for these types of strategy games, squad-based strategy games. And they have been for years on end. Dude, I still have my original boxes of XCOM UFO Defense and Terror from the Deep. I still have those games, dude. And so they've been around forever, and they've lasted forever because those games are iconic for what they've done. And there's an amount of these games that just continue to copy what they've done because it's fun, dude, and it's a good gameplay style. So there's an amount of it that's going to be very similar, but I think it's going to be obviously have its differences as well. So yeah, but there'll be obviously similarities to the Xbox stuff in there also. Upgrading stuff, coming up with new equipment, and you know, getting new squad members and things like that. You know, it's that same kind of jam. We also got a peek at gameplay. It takes the Alien franchise to the real-time strategy genre for the first time in recent memory. Folks talked about how these massive open levels will have several different decisions for you to make as you explore them. You can seal doors shut, keep the xenomorphs off your back, also closes that option off for when you need to exfiltrate the area. This push and pull decision making should pave the way for each playthrough to feel unique. Plus, each Marine has several different specializations, abilities, and weapons you can spec into, further highlighting the possibilities for replayability. Yeah. Now, so outside of Alien Isolation, the Alien franchise has been maybe a bit underwhelming in the gaming sphere. Isn't to say there haven't been some solid titles, but the hits are few and far between. Yeah, I would say that's probably a pretty nice way to state it. Hopefully, Dark Descent can be another breakout hit for the franchise. It launches on June 20th, so we're less than a month away right now. Apparently, there is another Alien game in development right now that is supposed to be much closer to what we got from Alien Isolation. So we could potentially have another Alien Isolation-esque game on the horizon out of the Alien IP of games. Yeah. So we'll see what happens on that front. Alien Isolation was great. Again, I think it loses its ability to really strike fear into people with that like anxiety-inducing kind of element of just not knowing where the xenomorph's going to come out and stuff like that. And the second half of that game is just everywhere. So it's more of just like, can you get around it rather than like, when's it going to come get you, you know? Oh, yeah. So, fair. It was great. It was great. I played it my first Scaretober of the stream being live. And it was fantastic, dude. It was fantastic. I loved it. It was a really good game. Really good game. There's a reason why it's an iconic horror title, right? There's a reason. And it's got AI. So, like, even if you die, it's like there's AI learning in it. So, the xenomorph will go back and search for areas that you've been, like, pathing through if it gets you and stuff, so that you can't use the same kinds of routes and stuff. It's very cool, man. It's good. It's good. But I'm excited about this. This looks like it could be decent, man. If you guys need more out of it, I'll link it. There you go. Warhammer 40,000 Speed Freaks is a vehicle combat game with orcs you can try for free now. Speed Freaks, huh? You looking for more speed and more DACA in your life? Look no further, ya gets. Revealed during yesterday's Warhammer Skulls showcase, Speed Freaks is a rapid vehicle combat game developed by Caged Element and published by Plyon Gaming. Plyon coming to PC, excuse me. An alpha playtest is currently available on Steam for free. Pits 16 players divided up into teams against each other in chaotic vehicular combat scenarios on several different maps. 7 killer, tank, and support vehicles available that each have unique abilities and characteristics to offer. It's a mix between your typical conquest and racing modes. Players are tasked with racing to capture points, fighting over them to gain score, then race to the finish line made in Unreal Engine 5. Speed Freaks is described as the ultimate Warhammer 40,000 orc gaming fantasy by the developers. Huh. Let's look at this real quick. Speed Freaks, huh? What a banger, dude. Yo, alright. No way, dude. Tinwin. Yo, alpha playtest now, guys. You can join the alpha playtest right now. You can request access right here. Right here. That actually looks pretty dope, dude. That looks like it could be fun. Wonder what people are thinking so far. This got system requirements for minimum and required. Down here. They are, so you're recommended, we're talking like an i7 7700 or a Ryzen 3600, 16 gigs of RAM, and like a 2080 or above GPU, okay? Requested and got it instantly. Nice, Timwin. Yo, if anybody else is interested, yo, here. There's the link for that. Yo, same here, dude. Sick. Yeah, that's as easy as it is, guys. Just request your access and you can get it. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Huh. 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 Maybe half a day of E-Rising today. I don't know, dude. Oh, man. Interesting. All right. There's your link, though, if you guys want to try it out. That looks pretty fun, dude. Looks pretty fun. I'm gonna have to give it a try, I think. See if I can give it a try. That's cool, man. Nice, nice. Fat, what's up, dude? Very cool, man. If you guys need the link to the article too, here you go. Alan Wake 2 and the death of disc-based video games. We read this already, and we knew this. Alan Wake 2 will not be having any kind of physical copies, not at least from its own developer, you know, and publisher. So I think about the only thing you might see is something like limited run games at some point might try to push out some physical copies if they get approved to do that. But right now, nothing physical for Alan Wake 2. Big budget digital only release could be a preview of consoles gaming future. I mean, we've talked about this a lot here lately, and it continues to be a topic that we address quite often, right? Because just like we saw with Jedi Survivor, which gross all the way around anyways, so people need not buy that as far as I'm concerned. But people that were looking to buy the physical copy of that game, you still had to download like 40 to 50 gigs worth of data on top of the physical copy just to install with the game to play it, which for a lot of people just defeats the purpose of a physical copy of a game. And again, I think for many of us in the world, it's like, well, what's the big deal? But there are only a few different reasons why people still do physical copies, right? And it's like collector's editions. You're a collector, you want to collect a physical copy of a certain game, which people quite often still do. That's a thing. Or it can be just the fact that you're a bit nostalgic and you still want to do things that way. I have one platform that I still buy physical copies of games on because I just like to have a platform that I have games I can just pop in and play, you know? But the rest of my collection is basically digital anymore. Outside of that, I think the big thing is keeping in mind that there's still a large part of the world that doesn't have connectivity. There's a big portion of the world that just either doesn't have internet or they don't have very good internet at all. And so quite often what they'll do is buy physical copies of games to circumvent having to deal with needing it, right, to play games. Yeah, well, that's DRM is basically what you're talking about, Ferret, right? And that's why I promote platforms like GOG all the time, because most platforms anymore, whether you're talking console or PC, utilize DRM in that fashion, right? It doesn't matter if it's a single player game or not. They want you connecting to their servers so they can perform a check to make sure that you actually, that everything's legit. You've got that game. It's a legit copy, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? It's their form of DRM, basically, right? You got to connect to their servers. They've got to do their checks. So it's like the same thing on Steam. Steam, if you've got a single player game, it doesn't matter if you own it and it's downloaded and installed. If you can't connect to their servers, most of the time you can't start that game up. Same thing for Epic. GOG's not that way, but Nintendo's that way. PlayStation's that way. Xbox has finally changed their ways and they're cooler about that kind of stuff. But they were also that way for a long time too, So, but there's still a reason why people do physical copies, and whatever the case may be. But games are getting so big that optical is not the way, man. So even though modern consoles have still incorporated as a physical media as the medium to be used, it's very limited in the amount of data that can be put on a single disc, right? And for a long time now, we've gotten away from that method of just 7 discs, you know what I mean, being needed to install and play a game. Whether you talk about optical media or actual floppy disks or whatever, for a long time, that was just, it had to be done that way. Even on like early consoles, like PlayStation, like Final Fantasy VII was 3 discs. You had to put one in to start it. Got finished with that content, put another one in. Put in disc 2, to continue playing, that kind of thing. That was the way back in the day. But we've been away from that for a long time. And the more media you have to create for each physical copy you push out, exponentially more expensive it is for the publisher and the dev and everything. And the less they want to do that. So we've talked about this before. Like, what's the answer to that, right? What's the answer to this? And it's either no more physical copy. You know, you have to force people to just go digital if they want your game, or you've got to look at a different form of media to be used. Like, you know, SD cards can actually hold much more data nowadays than like a Blu-ray disc ever could, right? So, I mean, is the answer that consoles moving forward are going to need to have both an optical drive and the ability to SD card? That way, you know, maybe some backwards compatibility can still be done, along with, you know, their newer games being put on like SD cards, kind of like what, you know, Nintendo does now. I don't know what the answer is, but we've hit kind of like a crossroads here, where they've got to figure out what the answer is for each individual developer and console maker, and what they want to do to figure out what is their resolution to this issue, right? To this predicament. Because there's no point in pushing out a physical copy of a game that you still have to download, you know what I mean, a third or a fourth of the game onto your hard drive. That just doesn't make sense. That's not going to cut it. And people were really turned off by that. N64 carts? Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, you know, if you wanted to give people that nostalgic feel, dude, basically you could do N64 cartridges or you could make it look like an N64 cartridge. You know what I mean? You know, people would probably be stoked about that, to be honest. Oh, bro, I agree. There's nothing like you know, slamming in one of those cartridges. Yeah, that big chonky, you know, the clicking that you get. You know, you know. And then when it doesn't work right, you pull it out, you got to blow on it. You know, you could do that because you're not going to have to do that anymore, probably. You just do it for nostalgia, you know. Oh, my game's not working. And you just do it so you get the feels, you know what I mean? Oh, well, yeah. I mean, the old consoles, obviously, right? Yeah, I mean, I still have my NES. I have my Super and all that stuff. And if you want to play those, yeah, you still have to do that. You know what I used to do with my regular Nintendo? The regular Nintendo was so bad. But what you could do is the lower a cartridge was put in, the better it would work just off the bat. Because, you know, quite often if you put it in, it would like click down and then pull back up a little bit, and you'd hit the power button and the power would blink. And it'd be like, okay, let's try it again. Pull it out, blow it on. Put it in there and it clicked down, you know, and it hit the power. And let's do it again. What you could do is you could put the cartridge in and push it down and slide another cartridge on top of it, and it would keep the game pressed down. And dude, it would work almost every single time. You just had to have another Nintendo cartridge pushed in on top of it, dude. There was plenty of space for it. And it would just keep that cartridge that was actually in there to be played pressed down far enough. You just left the lid open, dude. That was it. You just had to leave the lid open on the NES, dude. So that's the way I got to start playing my NES all the time. I just quit messing with it, man. I was just like, put one game in I wanted to play, I press it down, I put the other cartridge in on top. It was fine, dude. It was fine. Never had any issues after that. But I mean, again, back to this, you know, there's definitely, they've got to figure out what the solution is moving forward. Obviously, like we were talking about before, the PC side of this, man, we've been digital for a long time now. Yeah, but the console side has been much, much slower to adopt fully the digital side of things. I mean, it's slowly being incorporated and adopted by, you know, the console gamers, but it's definitely not fully there, right? The Alan Wake 2 fact notes correctly that it is not uncommon to release modern games as digital only. In fact, measured on a per title basis, the vast majority of console games are now not available on disc at all. Still, such disc-free releases are relatively rare when it comes to the kinds of major games that dominate the console charts. Looking at, well, okay, yeah, and this is the big thing. There's a big difference between major games and smaller like indie titles. Usually smaller indie titles aren't as big of a deal because they don't take up as much space, dude. They don't take up as much space on your limited hard drives that you have on your console, man. And then people like Xbox want to do like proprietary extended storage that costs 3 times, 4 times what it actually should, you know? So there's a difference there, dude. Looking at the top 20 best-selling PlayStation titles listed on Sony's official store page, for instance, brings up only 2 discount titles released without a disc-based option. $30 PSVR port Red Matter 2 and $22 Boomer Shooter. $22 Boomer Shooter Warhammer 40k bolt gun. If you limit that list to games costing $60 or more, it becomes practically impossible to find a PlayStation bestseller that isn't available as a disc as well as a download. Remedy and Epic actually cite pricing concerns as one of the reasons they want to avoid a disc-based release this time around. Not releasing a disc helps keep the pricing of the game at $60 and the PC version at $50, they write in the FAQ. I dig it. Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying too, Mithril. I think it's got to change. If they want to keep doing physical at all, they have to move away from optical, dude. Optical, like disc-based stuff. I don't even care if you talk about Blu-ray now. Blu-ray, even like anything optical is basically like it's like a cassette nowadays, dude. It's like what cassettes were when CDs first came out. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, cassettes are done, dude. Optical disc stuff, it's over, man. It's got to be done with. It doesn't work anymore. You know what I mean? It's no, they don't. They don't. It's done. That's why it's kind of wild to me that even, you know, they were even really needing to put the disc-based, you know, the optical drives in the new consoles. I know it's hard to move away from that, but you have to get people there. You have to get people there. But I'm not saying they need to get rid of physical, but there are better physical mediums to be using nowadays over discs, dude, over optical media, right? PC console pricing discrepancies aside, it's not an awful point. While game discs are incredibly cheap to produce, overhead costs like packaging, shipping, distribution, warehouse retail space cut into the margins a developer can expect from a $60 disc game. That's especially true as inflation and higher gas prices have contributed to more and more high-end games bumping their asking price to $70. While publishers could offer digital versions at a lower price than their physical counterparts, in practice, most publishers keep prices consistent across different distribution methods, occasional digital clearance sales notwithstanding. One of the oddest arguments Remedy makes against a disc-based Alan Wake 2 release, though, is that the developers did not want to ship a disc product and have it require a download for the game. We do not think this would make for a great experience either. This is exactly what... Wait. Oddest arguments? Dude, did they not... Because this is the exact same thing that... Jedi Survivor just did. And if you guys don't remember how much crap they got for doing that, it was a lot. They caught a lot of crap for doing that. And they part of it was because they announced it right on release too. They didn't tell people ahead of time. That was one of the big issues. They didn't go, hey man, we're going to be doing this physical release, but you're going to have to, they didn't tell people even months ahead of time. It was like a week before release or within that week. Oh, yikes, Mithril. But this isn't an odd argument in my opinion. You buy a physical product because you're not expecting to have to download additional content with it outside of like maybe day one patches for not to fix a broken game, by the way, but just for some unexpected things that might happen and come down, right? There's always going to be day one patch stuff to kind of help make the game feel a little bit better for some unexpected stuff, right? Because obviously when games go gold, they go gold usually a month to 2 months ahead of the release, right? So that means the game is in a version that's getting printed and boxed up for shipment, the physical copies. So what they do is they continue working on the game. They continue finding things that need to be taken care of. So when the day one comes and people start playing, there's already patches ready to go and fix some of those things that weren't caught when the game was in the version that got packaged up, right? I don't find this odd, dude. I find this smart. Statement is thrown off as an aside, as if requiring a download to play a disc-based game is simply a law of the universe. Day one patches are an incredibly common way to fix late-breaking bugs during the game development process. Still, most disc-based games ship in a form that's at least playable, using nothing but the data on the disc. Right, with some notable exceptions. Saying that a download would be required for a theoretical disc-based Alan Wake 2 implies that Remedy is already anticipating the day one release to be literally unplayable without such a patch. Well, yeah, because the games are too big. You're missing the point. They're saying that the game is too big to be put on a single disc, dude. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So they're saying the game is too big. They already know the game is too big to be on a single disc, which is why they're saying we're going to just do digital only. They're not saying it won't need a day one patch. They're saying it would need additional data to be installed with the physical copy. Just like I feel like this article is missing the point here. Unless I'm reading it wrong, they're missing the point. Brave new disc-free world. Other arguments aside, the primary reason Remedy doesn't feel the need to release a disc-based version is relatively high up in the fact. Large number of players have shifted to digital only. Even as physical game sales become a smaller and smaller portion of major publishers' bottom lines, few, if any, have been willing to completely give up on the shrinking segment of the console market that still prefers their games on discs. If a disc-free Alan Wake 2 succeeds, it could be an inflection point that convinces other console game makers that it's finally time to fully transition to the disc-free world the PC gamers have been part of for years. We just talked about that. That would have serious implications for those who want to preserve their game libraries for years, not to mention those with limited internet access. But at this point, consumer patterns and business realities may make it inevitable. Yeah, I mean, I think it is inevitable. I think we're already at a point where, I mean, part of it has to do with, look, man, I mean, we're not doing our world any favor by, the amount of physical stuff we create and continue, synthetic stuff that doesn't, degrade very well. It's not good for our planet anyways. And so the more we can get into the digital space of just, it's better all the way around. It's less of that stuff having to be created. And I mean, I know it's not a whole lot less ultimately because it's still a lot of server use and stuff like that. But, overall, I do think it's better. But it's not like you have to have the physical game to... they can still push out collector's editions of stuff. We've already seen a lot of collector's editions that get pushed out that don't have the games in it, right? You'll quite often you'll still see console versions get collector's editions with games, and then you'll see the PC version come out as a collector's edition without a game. Yeah, it'll be a digital copy. It'll be a key. It'll be like a Steam key or something like that, right? It'll just need to be the same way for console. So it's not like you can't still be a collector of video game, things. You can get collector's editions. It'll still have all the cool stuff in it, right? It'll just have keys. If PC's been doing it for this long, dude, console can do it too. It just needs to be embraced and incorporated. It doesn't mean they have to totally go away from it either. They just need to figure out a better medium to use if that's what they want to do. But ultimately, I do think it's inevitable that the entire gaming space is going to go physical free. It's all going to be digital. You know what I mean? I think that's where it's headed. I think it's where we've been headed for a long time. And it just needs to be embraced. I don't think that they addressed this very well within this article. I'll link it for you guys. But I don't think I'm more on the side of the developers of Alan Wake 2, Remedy, you know, that it makes more sense to not push out a physical version. There's a difference between a day one patch as something that helps to fix some issues, but you don't actually have to have it to play the game, play the physical version, and a physical version that gets pushed out that you absolutely have to download additional data to be installed in order to play that physical copy as well. There's a big difference between that, and I feel like they missed the point in this article. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 release window, games and platforms. We already know it's Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3. What's the window? Autumn. Okay. I kind of already heard that. If you didn't know, there's a collection coming out of the Metal Gear Solid game. This got announced during the PlayStation Showcase the other day, on Wednesday. And it's going to include Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3, like I said. The originals. It'll be autumn of this year. And we know it'll be on PlayStation, but it's highly likely that it'll be on Xbox and PC as well. Okay, the original first three Metal Gear games. All right. If you guys need more out of that, I'll link it. I didn't mean to do that. Diablo 4 gets terrifying live-action trailer directed by Chloe Zhao. Zhao? I probably butchered her that name. I'm so sorry. Time to return to the horrific world of Diablo. Blizzard Entertainment has released a new live-action trailer for Diablo 4 ahead of its June 6th debut. Right around the corner, baby. I'm going to be relying on you guys to fill me in. Directed by a Nomadland Oscar winner, Chloe Zhao. Zhao? The trailer titled Saviors Wanted and co-directed by Kiku Oh gives audiences a first glimpse of what's to come in the fourth installment of the role-playing game series. Zhao's trailer captures the ominous cinematic essence of Diablo 4, plagued by conflict, fear, and outright destruction. Saviors Wanted shows off the dark world of Sanctuary, a land plagued by atrocious monsters and battles fought by the high heavens and burning hells. With a gripping story that interweaves emotion and humanity into the game's characters, the promotional film takes viewers on a journey of destruction of the lands of Lilith. Lilith. So hot right now. The Blessed Mother determined to rule over Sanctuary once more. Throughout the trailer, characters living inside of Sanctuary give bone-chilling pleas directly to the camera, begging audiences for help and aching for aid from the wrath of Lilith. Full trailer above. I don't see it. Come on, man. Really? Hold on. We'll find it. We'll just go to YouTube. How about that? Oh, yes. Here we go.
Whatever you can do. We beg you.
Will you save us?
No. Everybody must die, even the demons.
Will you make them
And the angels. How else do you become the Lord of Destruction if you don't destroy everything? You know what I mean? Oh, God. Necromancer. God dang it, dude. I love it so much.
Will you fight the darkness?
Please end the terror.
Really? Dude, Necro's my jam-a-lamb, dude. Oh, Lilith, so spicy, dude. Spicy Lilith. Yo, if you guys want the link to watch this again, here you go. Cool, man. The hype is real, I know, dude, I know. Like bow characters? You're an Amazonian, huh? You're one of those Amazonians? I respect it. I was always playing, Necro was my jam, dude, but occasionally I'd play like a sorc too. I like playing sorceresses. They were fun. Yeah, yeah. And I couldn't help but sometimes jump in and play like a warrior too, just to go in and like just try to get beefy and face tank stuff. You know, sometimes that's just fun. But Necro was always my jam. Yeah, yeah. Following Relic Entertainment layoffs, Age of Empires 4 development will continue as planned. Okay, I don't think there's a lot more that we need to get out of this. So we saw yesterday that Relic is having a lot of layoffs, right? Their most recent game is Company of Heroes 3. And if you didn't know, shut your mouth. Take a look. It is pretty bad. Recent reviews, 600 recent reviews at 36% positive. All reviews over 10,000 at 54%. That's pretty terrible. Publisher Sega, developer Relic. This came out in February, guys. And there was a lot of hype around this. There's a community of people that gamers that really enjoy the Company of Heroes games. And this was a pretty big disappointment. So like we talked about yesterday, whenever we found out there were layoffs for the company, I mean, I guess it's not all that surprising after a big flop like that there might be some layoffs. Yeah. But it looks like they might just be cleaning house a little bit, being like, yo, trying to make some changes. And apparently Age of Empires development is going to continue as planned right now. So I think that's the big thing to take away here. If you need to read more, I'll link it for you. June's free games with Amazon Prime Gaming have been announced. Let me make sure nothing pops off there. There we go. 13 PC titles will be offered to Prime subscribers next month at no extra charge. Yeah. So if you are an Amazon Prime subscriber, you get Amazon Prime Gaming for free. Every month they give away free games, and every month you can get free in-game content for a whole slew of games too. So just so you know, you'll have links in this article. I'll link it for you if you're not familiar with it. Excuse me. 13 free titles. I'm just going to list them out here from June 1st all the way through the end of June. At different dates, you'll be able to look at all the dates. Sengoku 2, Mutation Nation, Soccer Brawl, Overtop, The Super Spy, Top Hunter, Steam World Dig 2, Neverwinter Nights Enhanced Edition. Nice. This is very traditional, top-down Dungeons and Dragons, baby. Yeah, Ferret. Yeah, baby. Autonauts. That's another good one. Revita. I know that name. Rogue Book is not bad. Once Upon a Jester and Gems of Destiny. Okay, guys? But can you own too many copies? I mean, to be fair, if you have Amazon Prime, this is just another way that you can be taking advantage of free software, right? So if you have Amazon Prime, there's no reason why you shouldn't be grabbing free gaming software and free in-game content. Okay, they have a desktop application, and you can just log into their Prime gaming side of their Amazon's website. Okay, but that link right there should give you links that you need and ways to get in there and get all that stuff. Okay. And if you're interested in Amazon Prime, there's ways to get free trials as well. Okay, you just need to do a little bit of research. Dark Frost botnet launches devastating DDoS attacks on gaming industry. A new botnet called Dark Frost has been observed launching distributed denial of service attacks against the gaming industry. The Dark Frost botnet, modeled after a Gafgit, Qbot, Mirai, and other malware strains, has expanded to encompass hundreds of compromised devices. Akamai security researcher Alan West said in a new technical analysis shared with the Hacker News. Targets included gaming companies, game server hosting providers, online streamers, and even other gaming community members with whom the threat actor has interacted directly. As of February this year, the botnet comprises 414 machines running various instruction set architectures such as ARM v4, x86, MIPSEL, MIPS, and ARM7. Botnets are usually made up of a vast network of compromised devices around the world. The operators tend to use the enslaved hosts to mine crypto, steal sensitive data, or harness the collective internet bandwidth from these bots to knock down other websites and internet servers by flooding the targets with junk traffic. That's what a DDoS attack is, if you're not familiar. Distributed denial of service attack, okay? Basically what it is, they take these botnets, these compromised devices, and they use them to just start, they take the collective compromised devices and they take a target that they want to take down. Quite often you'll see it happen with like certain, in the gaming industry, you'll see certain games on release, you know, big industry devs on release that will have terrible server issues, or if you see news articles that come out about a servers going down because of a DDoS attack or whatever, it's because they get flooded with packets. A lot of times there's ways to deal with it, and you know, but this is always a cat and mouse game, you know, where there are ways to find, you know, they're always finding ways around it. The companies are finding ways to address those, and then they find ways around that. It's a cat and mouse game, but basically they just get totally flooded with information that the servers can't handle. So legitimate users can't actually get in and utilize those servers, right? That's basically what's happening. Basically, yeah. Servers are built to handle a large amount of requests, right? Quite often. But what'll happen is they'll make it to where there's so much information being requested from the servers from these bots that people trying to get in and get legitimate, you know, requests from the servers can't get it. It's just too much for the servers to handle. They're not set up for handling that amount of requests, basically, is what happens, right? Hopefully that makes some sense to people that aren't familiar with what DDoSing is. Dark Frost represents the latest iteration of a botnet that appears to have been stitched together by stealing source code from the various botnet malware strains such as Mirai, Gafgit, and Qbot. Akamai, which reverse engineered the botnet after flagging it on February 28th, pegged its attack potential at approximately 629.28 gigabits per second. Gigabits being different than gigabytes. Okay, understand that. I'm not going to get into the, you know, intricacies of that, but through a UDP flood attack. The threat actor is believed to be active since at least May of last year, What makes this particular case interesting is the actor behind these attacks has published live recordings of their attacks for all to see. The web infrastructure company said, Actor was observed boasting about their achievements on social media, utilizing the botnet for petty online disputes, and even leaving digital signatures on their binary file. The adversary has further set up a Discord channel to facilitate attacks in exchange for money, indicating their financial motivations and plans to flesh out as a DDoS for hire service. They're going to get taken down. Dark Frost constitutes a modern example of how easy it is for novice cybercriminals with rudimentary coding skills to spring into action using already available malware to inflict significant damage on enterprises. The reach that these threat actors can have is staggering despite the lack of novelty in their techniques, West said. Although not the most advanced or mind-bending adversary, the Dark Frost botnet has still managed to accumulate hundreds of compromised devices to do its bidding. Look, guys, this is why I talk all the time about why it's important for you to be very careful in your online environments. Keep your devices up to date, because the way that you get compromised is usually clicking malicious links, okay? Which allows people a vector into your system initially, and then they will find vulnerabilities that allow them to take control, right? That's a shortened version of how it kind of works, okay? Quite often. Anyways, there's a lot of different ways it can happen, but you need to be very careful. Keeping your system up to date, in online environments, whatever your device is, be it your phone or a PC or whatever the case may be, keeping things up to date and current is the best way that you can try to upfront protect yourself from allowing ease of access to malicious actors to compromise your device and use it for these kinds of ways, right? Keep your stuff up to date. I highly advise people look into some kind of pretty decent security software. Nothing's ever going to be 100%, but there are ways that you can try to make sure you're protecting yourself and not giving people just really, really easy ways into your systems and stuff like that. So I don't know. It pays to have at least a little bit of knowledge on how this stuff works, and you don't need to know how to do it yourself, or you don't need to know how all of it works necessarily, but just how to protect yourself. Everything's online nowadays, you know what I mean? And there's always going to be people out there that use it for ill will, and you're always going to be somebody that is potentially somebody that can be attacked, right? So protect yourself, protect your investments and your devices, man. All right, here we go. Let's talk about the ROG Ally here. The ROG Ally review, a flawed but fantastic handheld gaming PC. It's not perfect by any stretch, but it's still a solid gaming handheld gaming PC. Here you go, Mithril. The ROG Ally arrives with perfect timing in the Australian market. Not only does it launch without major affordable competitors, namely the Steam Deck, post-pandemic lifestyle changes make it an incredibly appealing new console. After years of working from home or in hybrid settings, there's nothing worse than standing up from the office PC to sit back down for another few hours gaming at a home PC. I disagree with that statement. There's always been a much, much different thing for me from being at work on a PC and then getting home to my PC. That's a different experience for me. But I guess for this individual, that's how they feel. With this screen-to-screen transfer melding the bridge between home and work life, the Asus ROG Ally presents a worthy, robust alternative setting for playing PC games. This handheld gaming PC can play nearly every title you throw at it, from The Sims to the latest Hitman to retro games like Freddy Fish and Putt Putt. As a handheld Windows machine, it can handle games from any platform. Epic Game Store, Steam, EA, GOG, Xbox Game Pass. Load them easily via Asus Armory Crate, which serves as the console's main hub. You can spend time browsing or streaming TV and movies using the device, which works cleanly. Main appeal for the ROG Ally is in its capabilities as a handy, comfortable, and very portable gaming device. They're saying it's pretty ergonomic design for hands of all sizes. Maintains a balanced, fair weight despite its meaty innards. Slightly heavier than the Switch. Does feature tapered handholds that make it more comfortable and easier to hold, okay? In their time gaming for hours on the device, never experienced discomfort or felt the device was too heavy. We know the game performance is going to be good, right? It's got a full HD 120 hertz display, which is amazing for a handheld. It's got great, I mean, it's very modern, right? We're talking about a handheld PC console that is modern hardware, very modern. So, performance settings. 3 main performance settings for the ROG Ally: silent, performance, and turbo, each of which increases the capability of the console. Never needed to hit turbo. Every game I played was perfectly fine on performance or silent modes. No obvious lag, frame rate drops, or over disruption from the console's fans. I would like to see something a little bit more intense than like Hitman or Sims 4, to be honest. But battery life. Battery life varies wildly with the ROG Ally depending on a variety of factors, which, I mean, is to be expected, right? Which game mode you utilize, what type of games you're playing, and the brightness of the console screen. At a stretch, it can run for a maximum of around 5 hours in regular gameplay, but at its worst, it ran for just 1 hour and 42 minutes. A brief rundown of battery tests where a single game or type of game was played for the entire duration of the console's battery life at 1/3 screen brightness. 1/3 of screen brightness got an hour and 42 minutes on The Sims 4, 2 hours and 2 minutes on Hitman, 3 hours and 40 minutes on Cassette Beasts, and 4 hours and 45 minutes on Putt Putt Freddy Fish. This extreme variance means individual experiences with the ROG Ally are likely to differ by a major degree, although the advertised 2 to 5 hours of total battery life while gaming is an accurate estimation based on their time with the console. Yeah, more retro styled or classic PC games, you're going to get a higher on the higher end of that battery life. Obviously, right, where your more modern AAA games, you're going to be running on the low side of that battery life, right? Just know that. Windows compatibility, we know about what that offers, right? Looks like there's probably some quirks with that. We already kind of read about that a little bit, but that's to be expected. They'll probably get that worked out, though. So, the Asus ROG Ally launches for $1,300 Australian. That's going to be the low tier model, too. The high tier model is going to be closer to like $1,500, I think, on 13 June. Yeah. So, I think the big thing to take into consideration here still is like, this is a decent review. There's more to read in here. So I'll link this for you guys if you want to read the entire thing. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Mithril. Yeah, fair. Yeah, no worries, buddy. Again, like what we were talking about before, this seems like a good device, right? Time will tell build quality. But when you bump this up against something like the Steam Deck, which I think they're currently developing another Steam Deck version as well. You're talking about the Steam Deck is built in a way that's very, very, very user-friendly. Whether you talk about the actual utilization of it for playing games in the way that it's made by Valve, which is also who creates and owns and runs the Steam platform, right? So there are profiles that you can set up for each individual game and everything, right? To change whether what the visual video settings are while you're playing the game plugged in as opposed to not plugged in. Whereas for the ROG Ally, you're just getting 3 overall comprehensive settings for like something more aimed at the low side of less performance, more battery life, a balanced setting, and then a setting at the top that's going to be more for performance and not worrying about battery, right? Which isn't bad, but it's not as deliberately, calibrated and user friendly as what I'm talking about you get for the Steam Deck. Yeah. Also, the Steam Deck is so nice for users. And again, for Australia, you don't have a choice, right? No. Not connected to your PC. I mean, you can connect it to your PC to maybe update, download things, whatever. You can connect it. But no, this is a wireless device. Wireless device, true. So where we know that the Steam Deck really shines too is just how friendly it is for the consumer. You've got great warranty. You've got great customer service through Steam or through Valve. I mean, you've got ease of access to the device to open it up, and you're not compromising the warranty on it, right? So there's very easily and cheap replaceable parts for it, whether it be bumper buttons or joysticks or whatever. They made the Steam Deck in a way that's very friendly for people. So I know that like there are parts of the world like our friendos in Australia where you don't have a choice right now, right? For some reason, they're not getting the Steam Deck over there. But the ROG is. So if you want a handheld PC gaming device, the ROG's going to be your option, yeah? But I think there's something to be taken into consideration if you are in a place in the world where you can get either of these. Do you want just the high performance at the higher price point where we don't know as much yet about, the build quality and how easy it's going to be to replace parts that might break? I'll tell you this right now. I'm not a fan of this kind of directional pad. These kinds of directional pads, in my experience, break pretty easily. As opposed to one that's actually underneath where you're only getting like but you're not using a directional pad that often anymore anyway. So I'm more a fan of directional pads that aren't just a big elevated pad, But that's just my thing. I think the big thing to take again is what's the build quality here all the way around? Is it going to be easy to find parts for this and replace like a bumper button, a trigger or whatever if it goes bad? These are things we still don't necessarily know about. We knew the hardware in this was going to be banging, right? It's new hardware. And the performance already across the board from what we're hearing and reading is great. So there's no question there. I think it's a lot of those other aspects of something like this that you're going to be investing in something. For most of us, this is a pretty high price point. Is the investment, if you have the option between this and the Steam Deck, paying this much more for something over something like Steam Deck, is that worth? I think that's something you've just got to take into consideration. Sony's Project Q PS5 handheld revealed. We've already seen a lot. We saw it during the showcase. We talked about it yesterday, which is the day after the showcase. A large screen streaming device coming later this year. It'll play all your PlayStation games in your hands. We talked about this yesterday. Is it just going to be PS5 games? Is it going to be anything that you can play on your PS5? You'll be able to play on this as well. We don't know yet, Project Q looks very much like a giant display fused with a DualSense controller. The handheld, which should play all PlayStation games over Wi-Fi, has an 8-inch HD LCD screen and a controller that Sony Interactive Entertainment CEO Jim Ryan promised will have all the features of the DualSense that's standard on the PlayStation 5. Unclear how Sony will position this device. It, as a colleague noted, something like a Wii U tablet for the PS5? Is it a home-based local Wi-Fi companion for the console? Can it be used on the go? Can it essentially also double as an everyday DualSense controller with second screen benefits like the Wii U once did? According to a source that leaked the news of the handheld originally, the release date could be late November this year. Yeah. The second screen PS5 game handheld does look exciting, though the price isn't known. A screen that large could make games look great, and a full-featured controller would make everything feel as responsive, possibly as playing on the PS5 itself. Maybe, just maybe, Sony might consider a new Vita someday too. They still don't know anything. This is nothing new. This is the questions everybody has right now, man. Final Liberation on GOG for real? Yeah, it's basically, yeah. Thanks, Mithril. Yeah, true. It's basically PC gaming handheld. You know what I mean? So it's just what it is. So you can, like with the ROG Ally, like it's got Windows operating system on it. Yeah, it's got an operating system on it, just like your normal PC would. You can access Steam through it. You can access Epic through it, GOG, any gaming platform you want. You can actually even access like Netflix or Paramount Plus or any streaming, so you can watch movies on it. You know what I mean? You can do that too. It's primarily aimed at gaming, but you can access other forms of entertainment on it too. But it's like it's a handheld gaming PC device. It's a PC in your hands. Yeah. Thanks, Mithril. Thanks, man. But yeah, I do think, I mean, we don't really know. I'll pull up the GOG thing in a minute. We don't really know anything about this PlayStation handheld yet. I am assuming it'll be more like something tied to the console. That's what I'm assuming. I don't think it's going to be like a dedicated handheld PS5 system. You know what I mean? Wi-Fi connected only. Yeah. So we'll still have to wait and see, because I mean, there's questions even about just even if that's it, what games can it play? Is it going to be able to play anything that you can play off of your PS5? You know what I mean? Like what's the situation? Yeah, we know it's not cloud. I mean, that's about the only thing we do know right now is it's not cloud, right? So, but that still leaves a lot of questions about what exactly it's going to bring. Right? Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, it's very very there's just question marks everywhere on it right now. But we'll find out. We'll find out. Let me see this GOG thing. Final Liberation, huh? Let's go. Did that hit our Discord yet? Nope. It's probably at the top of mine, actually, dude. Or is it down there? Hold on. Usually they do them up there. Usually the free games are posted right up here. I'll just search for it. Yeah, I don't see it. Yeah, I figured you went on the webpage, dude. That's what I figured. They're having a huge sale, though. Look at that noise. Interesting. What was the name of it? Final Liberation. Might not have hit here yet, dude. I don't even see it. Final Liberation. Yeah, it's showing $6 right now, dude. It probably hasn't hit this part. If it's gonna go free over here, I don't think it's free yet. You probably got it already, and we'll get it later or something, I'm guessing. You are in the future, bro. Thanks for letting me know, though. We'll keep track. Thanks, man. Yep. Rising Storm Studio Antimatter Games is being closed. Parent company EG7 is looking to cut expenses and achieve higher predictability and profitability. Rising Storm Studio Antimatter Games is being closed. Parent company Anad Global 7 said the decision to shutter the studio was made after exploring various strategic options, likely take place sometime this summer. The group evaluated various strategic options for AMG, including work for hire, studio sale, and third-party publishing partners for IGI. Title AMG has been developing over the last few years, EG7 said in the closure announcement. These efforts have not produced sufficient traction within the group's target timeline. As a result, the board has made the decision to limit further investment and move towards closing the studio. EG7 did not say what will become of IGI Origins, a reimagining of the 2000 FPS project IGI that currently listed as coming soon on Steam. The company did say, however, that it has already taken an intangible asset write-down for the game and that the impact on the balance sheet is expected to be minimal, as a result, suggesting that it's already absorbed the final loss on the project. The original Rising Storm was developed by Killing Floor 2 studio Tripwire, but Antimatter took the lead on Rising Storm 2 Vietnam. The result was an outstanding multiplayer FPS, a fiery test of awareness, speed, and accuracy, which upholds the series' devotion to teamwork and authenticity. Huh. All right, man. So it looks like Antimatter Games is closing down, dude. If you guys need more. Oh, no. I believe you, dude. I believe you, man. Yeah, I think we've had that kind of situation happen before, though, where you found out like something went free for you. It just hit for you before it hit for the rest of us, you know? So if you find out about like some catastrophic event that's happening in the future and you can let us know that it's happening before it happens in the rest of the world, you know? Let us know, dude. If your toilet starts flushing the way ours do, you know something's wrong, Doug. Mithril lives in the future, guys. Oh, yeah, what to do? I don't know, man. Hug your loved ones, I guess. Xbox Game Showcase and Starfield Direct is going to come to theaters, guys. On Sunday, June 11th. Yeah, we knew that was when this was taking place. The Xbox Game Showcase will pull back the curtain on Microsoft's plans for the next year, and a special Starfield Direct will take place immediately after. The showcase will be streaming on YouTube and Twitch, but hardcore Xbox fans might want to take in the event on a much bigger screen. Fathom Events will be offering the opportunity to do just that with a special one-day presentation in select movie theaters. Tickets will be free, but Fathom's announcement says that they'll be available first come, first serve. So it's free, yo. If you guys want to go watch this in theaters, you can watch it in theaters. Obviously, we'll be watching it here in the channel, so I'm going to watch it live here. And if you guys, I would love to have everybody come watch it with us, you know what I mean? But if it's something that you're interested in watching in theaters, you might check into your local area and how you might be able to get that done. Free tickets, it says. For a chance to attend, fans must sign up for Xbox Fan Fest by May 31st. So, like, you got like 5 days. It can be done at this link, so I'll link this article for you guys. Those that do so will receive a ticket site access email on June 1st. Site itself will open on June 2nd. Allowing users to stake their claim for a ticket. Unclear how many theaters will be participating in the promotion. Those interested in attending will want to be ready as soon as the site goes live. Okay, here you go. Oh, for real? Nice, dude. That's sick. You just have to watch it with us, bro. You know what I'm saying? What was it? Dang it, Mithril, you're just gonna have to hang out with us, dog. This is the last one I have, dude. Thanks, shout out to Tinwin. Thanks for the for making me aware of what this that this is a thing. This is the last article, guys. So if you have anything else to add to the news segment today, let me know in chat, and I'll address it before we move on to playing some V Rising, man. V Rising, cool. Wage brutal warfare in a realm-shattering real-time strategy game set in the Warhammer Age of Sigmar universe. Command unique factions and a story-driven campaign. Test your mettle online. Coming 2023 to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. Talking Warhammer Age of Sigmar Realms of Ruin, man.
Peggy 16.
Peggy 16.
I have fought and fallen, times beyond counting. Only to be reforged anew. I feel my humanity dulled.
That's Thor, dude.
My memories eroded. My burden weighs heavily.
That's not a hammer.
We shall bring order to the savage realm. For I am Stormcast, and my war wages eternal.
Blood Moon way better in V Rising than whatever game you're talking about, dude. What's up, Cash? What's up, dude? Full gameplay reveal coming in June. Probably at a showcase, I'm guessing. Interesting. Alright. Cool. Yo, thanks, Tinwin. Appreciate it, brother. Nice. If you guys need more out of that, I'll link it for you. Oh, yeah, I kind of figured something like that, Tinwin. I'm not real versed on that universe, so I would have no idea, but yeah, cool, man. I thought they were going to take it last night, dude. I thought they were going to take it last night, to be honest. Yeah, so... Oh, they were gonna take it in 4, bro. Yeah, he's been sleeping through most of the playoffs until here recently, though. You know what I mean? He hit a big lull at the beginning of the playoffs until this series. He finally came alive. You know. I love it, dude. Yo, you guys rock, man. Here, let's get some music popping off, dude. Let's get some of this Loop Hero vibes going. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Yeah, boy. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you. Thanks for another amazing news segment. Happy flipping Friday, you legends. We're gonna go play some V Rising, but another amazing news segment. And if anybody's checking this out later on YouTube, or any of the clips from, there are going to be clips from this, there are clips from plenty of other news segments out there on the channel, and entire other previous news segments, clips from gameplay and previous gameplay playthroughs and playlists that we have out there on the YouTube channel and on the Twitch channel. And if you guys are enjoying that content, prompt you to come hang out with myself and the rest of the amazing people that are part of our community here whenever we go live at 6 a.m. every single day. We always start off with video gaming news and stay current on what's going on in the industry before we dive into whatever gameplay we have slated for the rest of the day, man, which right now is V-Rising through the majority of the weekdays and then playing Grounded on the weekends, man. So come hang out with us, come have a good time. We'd love to have more people be a part of what we do, all right? So other than that, man, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another, and we will catch everybody tomorrow for May 27th edition of Video Gaming News, all right?